Welcome to the Empowered Life series. My name is Jen Frey, and I'm so excited to share with you today about back to school. So back to school is just around the corner, and it's one of my favorite topics. So I'm the mama of 4 children. 3 are biologically my own, and I have 1 bonus stepson. And I have raised my children naturally, and so I'm really passionate about teaching other moms and dads how to incorporate natural living into their own homes and making it a successful school year for the kiddos. So you can see this picture of my family. And so I actually home birthed 2 of my 3 children, and so obviously the first one, having Joseph in a hospital was an experience I didn't love, so I had him at home. And so now that they're older, I've been through many years of different issues that you encounter with children, from physical to emotional. There's a lot of challenges that our children face as they're growing. Their bodies are doing a lot of things throughout those growing years. And so I'm really passionate about helping these kids have a successful school year. So something that really stood out to me is that the first time in 2 centuries, the current generation of children in America have a shorter life expectancy than their parents. And being that I'm so passionate about giving my children natural life and giving them these components to it to help them be empowered to take care of themselves naturally, it was really startling when I learned this, and I want to change this. The New England Journal of Medicine put this out, and so this is another thing that I'm very passionate about. And so some of the goals that we have for our children as they are going into school is we want them to have boosted immunity. So we're going to talk about different ways to boost immunity in children. We're going to talk about proper rest and increased energy. Actually today, I don't know if you remember when you were a child, but we got a lot more rest and we didn't have as many activities as our kids have. And so because the kids are running and running, they don't always get the proper rest, and their energy is lacking sometimes. And sometimes their energy is a little bit too exorbitant. Emotional support is something that these kids are going to encounter from way little, and as their bodies are changing, there's a lot of things that are going on, and they need the help of oils and different products to help keep them emotionally stable. Mental clarity and focus is an issue. All of us struggle with that, even as adults, to keep focused on certain things. And so some of the products that doTERRA has are really helpful in achieving that goal and keeping our kids focused so that they do have a successful school year. So all of these things can be accomplished through a daily routine. I want you to always think about how to incorporate these things into your daily life, such as if your child is going to remember to put on an oil when they're brushing their teeth, you want to keep that oil by the sink. And really establishing those habits, healthy habits, is what's going to help these kids be successful, and you as a parent to guide them that way. So prevention is key. Practicing proactive health care is really important in keeping your kids healthy. You want to start preparing their bodies in early August. Right now it's the middle of August, so you might not have had the opportunity to start some of these protocols, but we like to start in early August or about a month before school starts. Now there's some fundamental things that we always do with our children, but we start to incorporate some of the things that we're going to talk about now, so that you can give them just a little increased immunity before they go back into the masses. doTERRA has natural options for everyone, from the little preschoolers, all the way to teens, and really even babies. There's been some other series that you probably have enjoyed about babies. But we're going to really focus on the preschoolers to teens today. So boosting immunity, some of our family favorites, and I have some of the products here. So really you need a foundation. So we just cannot get enough of the nutrients that we need in our diet. It's just we don't have a nutrient-dense diet like we used to. So it's really important to have this foundation. And so we find that the IQ Mega and the A to Z chewables are a great foundation for the little ones that can't swallow capsules yet. Once they can swallow capsules, we moved our children into the Lifelong Vitality. So both of these are incredible foundational products. We like to have our kids take them in the morning before they go to school. They're great for brain support, increased energy, and just giving them the vitamins and minerals they need if they don't always eat the right foods, which is sometimes a challenge. And so another product that's actually super yummy, and I enjoy this myself, is our PB Assist Junior. So this is a probiotic, and when you're thinking of a probiotic, it's basically putting the good bacteria into the gut, and the doTERRA makes a really great probiotic here because it's almost like a pixie stick. That's what our kids like to call it. And I enjoy the taste of this as well. It's super yummy. but there's about 5 billion live cultures in there, and that's going to really put all the good bacteria in the belly, helping to fill that up. In our stomachs, we have about 3 to 5 pounds of beneficial gut bacteria. And so if you've ever had an antibiotic and when you take that, sometimes you have some challenges after that because that gets rid of all of the good and bad bacteria. And so then we're kind of left empty, and our immune system is devoid of those good things that we need. And so filling it back up with those cultures is great to help boost immunity. So that's a foundational product. If your child can swallow, you also have the PB Assist, which is a capsule that they can swallow. I like to mix it up because there's different strains of the beneficial bacteria in each of those products, and so once your child can swallow, you can mix that up. Another product that we really enjoy is the On Guard. I actually homeschooled my kids for about 5 years, and so then when I did put them in school, it was like, bah! So I would put the On Guard on the bottom of their feet before they went to school, have them rub it on their hands. I even put it in their hair. And actually my daughter Bella, it was really interesting. All the kids would run up to her when she was in grade school and want to smell her hair because it smelled so good, and they loved it. But the benefits of this oil is phenomenal. It's called our Protective Blend. It has a lot of great oils in it that are going to boost the immune system and have a protective quality. Another thing that you can do is actually, we have this in our touch. In our touch roll-on, and so what that does is it's actually already in some coconut oil, and so it's a very safe application method if you want to go that route. Another thing I like to do is we have an unscented hand and body lotion, so we put a little On Guard in that, and you can put that all over. Another thing that we like to incorporate into the kids' regimen is Terrazyme. Terrazyme is basically an enzyme, and so if you think about an apple, when we eat an apple, it has all the enzymes in it to break itself down naturally, but if we process it and make applesauce, then our body has to work to make energy to break down that food, and it's kind of like when we eat a big meal, we get really tired, but when we have those enzymes to break that down, we uptake our nutrients so much better, and we utilize our food, and it digests better, and so this is great. And so it is in a capsule form, but what I recommend for the littles is you can put some in some applesauce or honey and mix that in and give it to them that way, and it tastes really good. And so one of the last products we're going to talk about is our DDR Prime. And so DDR Prime is what I love to give to my kids if they take it in a capsule for the older ones. It's great for cellular, all of the cells in their body, and we're compromised of lots of cells, and so this is going to keep all of our cells healthy. This is a great one when they're not feeling so well. I like to rub it on the bottom of the feet or up their spine. You can mix that with a little coconut oil. It's a fantastic blend of oils. And so what I like to, while we went over some of these products, I'd like for you to think about when you're boosting immunity, there's an external factor and an internal factor. So we have an internal immune defense and an external immune defense. And as you see on your screen there, you'll be able to see all of the products that we like to utilize for an internal immune defense for our preschoolers and elementary. And some of those I just went over, so I won't go over those again, but one of them is the On Guard throat drops I have for preschoolers and elementary. So of course use your discretion whenever giving a child some sort of a throat drop. You can crush those up and give them little pieces if they're too large. For the external immune defense, I didn't go over this a lot, but there's a lot of problems with triclosan, which is an ingredient in hand wash, and so we have an On Guard hand wash. Remember, I think of our On Guard as the bubble, so using these products in your home is going to help boost their immunity. They might not have them at school. On Guard toothpaste, body wash, Serenity bath bar, all of the natural products. Our skin is our largest organ. It's really important that we're putting good things on the outside of our skin. Now our preteens and high schoolers, obviously their list is going to be a little bit different. They might struggle with some energy as they're going through a lot of sports. They need that extra energy after school because they have a long day at school, go into school. So Mito 2 Max is a great product for them. Mito 2 Max is not like an energy drink that a lot of the teens are kind of fascinated with. It's going to actually work with the mitochondria of the cell, which is the energy center, and it's going to help boost that energy naturally, and it's going to sustain that energy for a while. And of course, the teenagers, they can take those On Guard throat drops to class with them. It's going to infiltrate, the On Guard oil will infiltrate in their nasal passages and in their throat and just be a protective blend for them. The Deep Blue Polyphenol blend is a great capsule that they can take too if they are in a lot of sports to just keep joints and everything functioning healthy. healthy. And so basically for the teens as well, the external immune defense is going to be the same as the young ones, as you can see in the image. And the things that you might add for a teen would be like the HD Clear Foaming Face Wash. They start to deal with some problematic skin. Virage products, girls love all of those types of things as they get to the age where they can start using them. So don't let them get into the commercial products. And of course, deodorant, we have our deodorant that the teens will start to incorporate into their regimen as well. Proper rest is, again, another issue that we have because the average sleep requirement for students is well over 8 hours, and many of them struggle with it. So establishing bedtime routines is extremely important. Give them a bath, put their oils on, read books. If they are using electronics before bed, such as TV, you can use blue light reduction glasses. The other thing is a lot of the iPhones have something called night shift mode, and you can schedule their phone for that. Start the diffuser about 1 hour before bedtime. Some of the oils you can see on the screen are some of our family favorites: Roman chamomile, serenity, breathe, frankincense, lavender. All of these are great. You can apply them to the bottom of the feet. If you don't have a diffuser yet, you can sprinkle some on a cotton ball, stick it under their pillowcase. You can sprinkle it on their bedding. You can spritz it as well. All of these oils are going to promote a peaceful night's rest, and our body's immune function is actually our immune system is actually functioning the most at night, and so it's really important to give them that adequate sleep so that their immune system can kind of recharge. So now we're going to go over some bedtime life hacks. So you could use a little On Guard as well as a little lavender, things like that. Just be creative with the oils that you have and use them. Melaleuca's great. Pair that with some lavender. Use the Serenity Bath Bar in the bathtub. And you can also use the unscented lotion. The great thing about our unscented lotion is that you can add any oil to it. And so if your child likes Serenity or Balance or lavender, mix that in and massage them down before bed, their feet, their hands, their back. It will help moisturize their skin and also help them feel rested. One thing that we really find helpful is because we've got a lot of kids and you tuck them all in at night, and of course they're getting to be teens, so they're a little more independent, but we like to keep a water bottle right beside the diffuser so that if they don't want to turn it on, they don't really have an excuse because the water's right there. So keep the oils in the water bottle right by the diffuser at night, and that's super helpful. Kids, little ones and all the way up to teens, really love to choose their own oils to put in the diffuser. They don't like to be told by us, what they need, and honestly, as I've watched my kids learn to utilize the oils, I find that they actually choose what's best for them. They might be starting to come down with something and they'll choose the oil that will help them boost their immune system a little bit, or one of them's a little bit stressed out and they choose that oil. So they're very smart that way. So let them choose their own oils. It makes them feel very empowered by doing that. For the younger kids, we have the Lavender Touch on their feet, or you can bust open a Serenity soft gel and rub that on the bottom of their feet or up their spine. I'm a massage therapist, so touch is really important to me. My kids have had massages since they were babies, and really helps us connect. So that's a very great thing. If you're not comfortable with that yet, start with the bottoms of the feet, massaging their little feet or their hands, and they get used to that, and it's a really great bonding experience for mom and dad and child. And of course, the older kids can utilize the Serenity soft gel before bed. About an hour before bed is a great time. And so I have some of our favorite diffuser blends on the screen. So whenever you're mixing oils, you can even come up with your own diffuser blends, but some of them might be more adequate for certain situations. So the Sweet Sleep blend is one with lavender, chamomile, and cedarwood. And so this is maybe you just need some really calming in your home for them that night. That one is a good one. If you have a child that is just going and has trouble really settling, Sleep Like a Baby blend, it's going to knock them out. Serenity, vetiver, and frankincense are 3 in that. And the Peaceful Sleep blend, if they've had a really stressful day, this is a good one. Cedarwood, lavender, and vetiver, and you can see the recipes on the screen. Emotional support. So as their little bodies are growing, they're going to go through a lot of different emotions. The little ones, they go through anger when they get a toy taken away, and they're adjusting to a lot, all the way up into teens, where mine are now. There's a lot of changes going on in their body, and they need emotional support so that they can be successful in life. So something that we notice, even for us as adults, is self-esteem and acceptance are 2 major emotional issues that kids deal with. And so it's a hard life out there. And so having these supportive oils to give them some coping mechanisms are great. Peace, console are two really great oils. Passion, if they just don't have that luster for school, they don't want to go, you can help them with that, or motivate. Those are some great oils. So set them up for success with those coping methods that will help them be the best them that they can be. A favorite blend of mine is cassia and citrus bliss. We diffuse that a lot in our house. Actually, cassia helps with self-esteem issues, and so boys have this, but we see it a little more primarily in girls. So this helps you feel good in your own skin. Cassia is a hot oil, so if you choose to put that on the skin, make sure you dilute that one. And the other thing that you can do is you can put, I wear a lot of these are actually called diffuser bracelets, and they have little lava beads, and you can put essential oils on those. So for the kids to use the oils during the day, you can put the oils on that they like on those, and then it diffuses off of there. And really anything you put the essential oils on will diffuse off of their hair, off of their clothing. But the emotional aromatherapy touch oils are must-haves because they do have them properly diluted. Each oil is diluted differently. And so I would definitely encourage you to have the touch oils in the emotional aromatherapy and the regular essential oils that we have those in. Emotional support with AromaTouch. So the AromaTouch technique is a powerful tool for all parents. It's actually my go-to. If you're not sure what's going on with your child, this is what you want to go to. So the reason why is because there's 8 different essential oils in this technique, and so it's going to address stress, it's going to address immune system support, muscle tension, and overall balance in the body. So if your child is going through anything and you're not sure, you might think, oh, well, they might just not be feeling well, but really it's some sort of an emotional component that you just haven't figured out yet. But when you pair that with your touch, so you're putting those 8 essential oils on the back, and on the bottom of the feet you're putting 2 essential oils, it's a bonding experience, and they feel very secure, and those oils do the work. And it's an amazing technique that Dr. Hill came up with, and we absolutely love it, and we love teaching families. And actually my daughter Bella did that on me. One time I wasn't feeling my best, and she said, Mama, she said, you lay down on that bed, and this was when she was maybe 9 years old. And I thought, oh, she's not gonna know how to do this, but she did it beautifully. And actually I fell asleep during it, and she tapped me and she said, Mom, I'm all done. And I felt amazing afterwards. And I just thought the heart of her giving me that back was amazing. So you teach these kids that, and they will serve others, and it's a beautiful thing. But this is our #1 go-to. It's totally unmatched to anything else you can do. And here are some roller bottle blends for emotional different issues that you might encounter. We do, of course, have the emotional aromatherapy roller bottle blends that doTERRA has, then the touch oils that give you a lot of options, but you can always make your own. You can get your own little roller bottle, and we have one called Chill Baby Blend that you can see on your screen there, with some different oils in it: cinnamon, bergamot, grapefruit, and lemon. And this is just gonna help them chill out and calm down a little bit if they've just got a little too much excitement going on, or they're just really stressed out. Happy Kiddo Blend. So sometimes kids wake up a little bit grumpy in the morning. I had one that was like that, so we will talk about some ways to overcome that. Lavender, wild orange, and ylang ylang are great 3 oils in that blend. Stay Positive blend. I mean, sometimes they just feel overwhelmed in life, and they just need that positivity. And so that blend has cinnamon, clove, ginger, lemon, wild orange, and of course all of the roller bottles have some fractionated coconut oil in there, so they're diluted because cinnamon is a hot oil. So you always want to dilute that before putting that on the skin. So some emotional support for those grumpy mornings for those kids who wake up not so happy is start the diffuser in the kitchen, because typically they'll gravitate towards the kitchen after they get ready. Start that in the kitchen, so using wild orange, cheer, balance, elevation, any of those oils, so when they come into that area, you know, they're gonna feel happy. Another thing to do is to sneak in their room and start their diffuser before you wake them up. And another good thing to do in the morning is to rub frankincense on the feet. That's something I learned from Dr. Hill. It really opens up and helps you become more aware. And if they have trouble waking up, you can pair that with some peppermint. It's a really powerful combination to put on the bottom of the feet. And if you can get them to take a little lick of it, that's good too. We also have our peppermint beadlets, which is great in the morning. And you can always make a specific roller bottle for any different issue for your child and just create your own because you know your children the best. So mental clarity and focus. So a lot of kids have attention issues as they're going through school, have trouble focusing in school. Intune is one that we find that's incredibly amazing to have. It's a blend of a lot of different oils in it that is going to help your child stay focused. So rubbing it on the back of the neck before they go to school, behind the ears, on the wrists, even the bottom of the feet. And you compare that with balance, and those two together have been very helpful for children that we know with some attention issues. So improving test scores, even just studying to help your kids be more successful in the studying department, is they've done some studies, and when they found that when diffusing wild orange and peppermint during studying for a certain topic, and then they take that oil away and then they bring it back in whenever they're taking the test, that the test scores were greatly improved. So what you can do it in your home is diffuse that wild orange and peppermint while your child is studying for a certain on a certain subject, certain topic, and then give them that oil either on a cotton ball or give them a bracelet or put it on them before they go to school if they're allowed to apply oils at school, maybe a little roller bottle to put on right before taking the test, and it's actually going to help them retain things much better. If you think about different smells and aromas that you smelled as you were a child growing up, there are certain smells that you'll smell now and it will bring back that instant memory, feelings, and everything, and that's what those essential oils do. They're going right into the limbic system of through the limbic system and into the brain, and it's just helping you recall the things that you learned by the aroma. So it's a very powerful tool that we have. And you can use other oils too. You could use a spearmint, a peppermint, a bergamot, a wild orange, citrus bliss, any oil that your child likes that's going to have that same impact. And so here's some diffuser blends that you'll see on your screen to help with homework. There's a homework helper blend, and that frankincense is great, so that's why that one is in the homework helper blend. Peppermint, rosemary is also great to help us remember things, and wild orange. And so again, that recipe's on the screen for you, but you can mix those in and also put it in a roller bottle for them to take to school when it is test taking time. Nerve buster blend. So one of my children is very academic. She loves to do well on tests, and so she gets very anxious before tests, and so Nerve Buster Blend is a great one. It has balanced bergamot and wild orange and really helps to settle those nerves when we're really anxious about a test or worried about something that's coming up. We might have to talk in front of a class for a school project. And then Morning Pep Blend, Elevation Lemon, and Wild Orange are three great oils to put in a diffuser before to get them all ready for school. If they've got something that's going on, they just need a little more energy and pep. And then a little physical support when they need an extra boost. So one thing that I've learned, because my kids are teens now, and we've been so very blessed that while we love modern medicine being there if we need it, we've been able to work with their immune system, keep it boosted and keep them healthy in a way that we can use natural alternatives. And so what I like to teach parents is, you know, when your kid is starting to not feel real well, it's really important. I would rather take that day and keep them off school and do the aroma touch technique. And I like to put oils on their feet and wrap it in warm towels and just really nurture that child, because what happens is you can kind of help them feel better and overcome a lot of those challenges. And sometimes it's emotional. They just kind of need that bonding. So I like to really face things head on and just take that time early on when I see them not feeling their very best. And so some things that we can utilize when they aren't feeling so well for tummy support, ginger or Digest Zen or Blend Digest Zen. So these two are great. I find for my littlest one, Danela, she's just turned 13, that ginger is an amazing oil for her. It works with her body chemistry well, works with mine well. Some of my other kids' Digest Zen works a little bit better. So play with those digestive supportive oils and find what works best for you and your children. For immune support, we talked about On Guard, Melaleuca, oregano. Oregano is hot, so using the oregano touch is great. Those are some of the best oils that we have to boost that immunity. There's so many, though. We have almost all oils have some great properties to them, but those are some of our heavy hitters. Cinnamon, DDR Prime are great too, but remember, some of them are hot, so always dilute. Respiratory support, Breathe Touch, cardamom. We have have the respiratory breathe drops, which are great if they're having a little bit of a respiratory issue. And overall support and prevention, we have our On Guard soft gels, our On Guard oil, our DDR Prime soft gel and oils. We have so many different things that you can utilize. Mixing up our Melaleuca and oregano and On Guard together and layering those on the skin with some coconut oil. I like to apply the oils to the spine and really target specific oils that address specific issues going on. So definitely we have so many things that we can work with. And so I hope that you guys have the best school year yet, and that your children have a successful time emotionally and physically, and they just have a rockin' school year. Thank you.